turn around. Oh, there we go. We got filled. Looks good. Taking some quick profits here. Morning traders, welcome back to another day trading recap. So today, as you guys saw in that intro video, I was trading Mob, and look at that, I'm up 230 right now, so not too bad. Well, not too great either. I'll talk a little bit more about why it's not so great in a second. But with MOB, you guys saw this trade here right in the intro. I made my last little profits on this one, so nice little pop there, and then it just flushed, got, you know, devastated. The problem with this ticker is it didn't have like these really big moves with a lot of volume. Like look at this volume right here. So I didn't really get aggressive on this ticker. And then finally, and then I was offline right here. I missed this nice pop. And then right here in this area, I was so focused on, you know, getting it right. But I actually ended up stopping out right here, taking a loss, and then it rips without me. And that was really the move of the day on MOB for sure. So that was a little bit frustrating, and then it really sold off, and it really doesn't look interesting from here on out. Maybe we're going to see another pop at one point, but I got to say at this point in time, it doesn't look really good, and I wouldn't be surprised if it just kept on selling off for quite some time. So I'm not super optimistic with MOB. Maybe we'll see it in a few more days. The problem, though, with this trade right here, where I made 80 bucks, it totally threw me off on our lead gapper, NUWE, which was moving right here, and it was, you know, having these great moves, and this open was just absolutely beautiful. Opened up, so actually opened a little bit lower and then kept selling off, and then it just ripped 15%, and I, you know, switched over from MOB and started placing my limit orders, and I was chasing it all the way up, and I didn't get filled, and I was like, no, like that was the trade I wanted, that was it. So that was a little bit unfortunate. I think that trade alone could have been the big winner for me. Ultimately, I didn't really do much more trading on NUWE till like this extended pullback, got this bounce, but this was a little bit sketchy because I was kind of, you know, catching a falling knife on this one. I did some pre-market trades on it as well. This initial pop right here, which could have been a little bit better. I didn't trade it that well. It was also very light volume till, you know, right around this area, and that's kind of when it died out. And then again, somewhere in here, I actually ended up giving back all my profits. So I was basically red again on this ticker, and then, you know, made it back right here. So man, my flow on NUWE was rough, and my flow on every ticker was a little rough, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a detail why that is. It's because I've been using this MACD. So about like what, 2 or 3 weeks ago, Ross Cameron came out with the video on the MACD, and I was like, let's check it out. It definitely makes sense the way he explained it. And I already made a video about this like a week or a week and a half ago, and I think it definitely helps. It definitely is really nice, specifically to see when moves come to an end. For example, the really nice ticker that I did not trade, unfortunately, ALLK, and I wrote this in the Discord. If a ticker starts popping up at like 10:15, 10:20, 10:30, I gotta trade it, because pre-market has been more or less non-existent, and the market open has been really sketchy lately. So if I see a nice move like this, I mean, this thing was just ripping, a nice 5-minute breakout. Let me go to the 5-minute chart, and beautiful 1-minute pullbacks. And I didn't trade this one because I was pretty much done, and I've been off my flow a little bit. But the reason I wanted to show you guys this stock as well is because, you know, the MACD right here was on the front side, here was on the front side, here was on the front side, and then boom, all of a sudden it's on the back side, and then it kind of capitulates. And that's really where I think the MACD really comes in extra handy, is like, it gives you a really good indicator when stocks are kind of done with their front side move. And I'll talk a lot more about a MACD in an upcoming video, especially this new version I have, thanks to Toby, who hooked me up with it. Now, the reason it's throwing me off is because about, you know, two weeks ago or 2.5 weeks ago, I added it. And then I was like kind of getting used to having this extra indicator on my chart. And right now I'm having a little bit of paralysis through analysis. And then we got this new layout for the MACD, which Toby shared with me, which I think is nicer. The problem is it's kind of different. Like now, instead of like seeing these lows, I have to get used to the fact that like we're climbing mountains, but I don't have any, you know, like just like an AI learns, I don't have any history to back off my my trading with, so I'm a little bit hesitant. So that's where the paralysis through analysis coming in, and it's throwing me off for sure. I think I could have done better trading this week and last week without the MACD. But I definitely see the value in it, and I want to keep using it for maybe like another week or two, and then kind of make my decision if I want to keep it or throw it out. I think it can be an asset for sure, but right now I'm tripping over myself without a question. Without a question. I've been doing some really sloppy trading, and you guys can see it in my stats. I mean, yeah, today I'm up 229, nothing too crazy. My risk reward was pretty nice, but my win ratio is just really low, and I haven't really been able to, dial in on these tickers. And actually, let me show you guys my August overview really quick. I've only had 4 red days, but my winners were just really slow. I didn't have I think I only had one day over $1,000. Well, I had a $1,300 day here and like a $1,400 day here. I know it's a little hard to see. Let me zoom out a little bit more. So that's not that great. And I'll do a whole monthly recap as well. But I just wanted to share that I've been a little bit off my flow these last 2 weeks, and it is because of paralysis through analysis, without a question. I mean, the market's like a little bit sloppy, especially with that, pullback we've been seeing the last few days in the SPY, but whew, I got to get back on the flow. So I think I'm going to make a whole entire video on the MACD. I had people ask me about it already, so I think I'm going to do it not just for you guys, but also for myself to really zoom in on it, focus on it, figure out how to best use it, make that into a video. And I've already been studying it now pretty intensively every single morning as well. Not just during trading hours, but pre-trading hours, because I'm in Berlin at the moment. So this month, I'm actually up $6.7 thousand, which is not bad. So it's like an okay month. And my risk reward, I really tightened up. It's just my win ratio is much lower than it used to be. My profit margin's not that great. So I'm having a hard time getting in flow on tickers, and I'm having a hard time keeping my profits. And because of that, I'm not sizing up into anything. And that's why I didn't have like a $10,000 or $20,000 month, which I know I could have. So I think I'm really close to like figuring this out with the MACD. Plus the market's heating up a little bit more. So I'm pretty positive overall. Only problem is next week, obviously there's a market holiday, Labor Day, but also next week is, I think it's already my birthday, September 7th. And I got a lot of people coming, and we rented a house in the woods outside of Berlin. It's going to be crazy. It's like a 3-day long event. So, or 2 nights, 3 days. So I'm going to be taking, I think, 2 or 3 days off next week as well from trading. So as much as I want to get back into it, I got tons of family and friends visiting, so it's going to be very difficult. So I just want to throw that out there. Anyway, let's go through these tickers a little bit more. We talked about MOB, we talked about NUWE. With FAZE, this ticker just popped up really quick, and it was like a little bit of like slim pickings from yesterday. I went for this basically dead cat bounce right here. I had the right idea. I wanted this pullback and get the pop, but you could tell my execution was off. Somehow I just ended for a scratch. I was up, and then I was red, and then I closed, and then it pulled back. I wanted an entry, didn't get it, popped up 10%. Yeah, with our and the other ticker, there just wasn't, I felt like, a lot of room for good opportunities. And I'll tell you straight up, like, the reason I felt that is the volume was really not nice. I didn't like, the 400,000 shares being traded after the market open is basically nothing. And this ticker, and that's like at the peak. And this ticker on the daily is okay. Actually has really nice high relative volume, but it just wasn't that interesting of a ticker. And then NOGN, kind of similar situation where the volume just wasn't there on this ticker. I went for a nice little, I saw this one and the volume wasn't really there. I was expecting to get into this pullback trade, which I was chasing, didn't get my fill. I closed it, went for this pullback, and then it didn't work out, and it was selling off ever since. So, FAZE, FAZE, Hour, and NOGN were just not that interesting. It was really MOB was where the money was at today. If you nailed like any of these like more legit moves, specifically this one, that we had a perfect 5-minute breakout here with a nice 1-minute pullback. I can't believe I missed that one. Again, I was not on my computer, so I don't feel so bad about missing it, but kind of sucks. And then right here, taking that red trade right here was a bit of a downer. And then that really took my mind off of NUWE, which was by far the moneymaker today. And yeah, because I just wasn't in a flow state, and I was kind of, messing around with MOB. I missed that perfect pullback here, and that nice little pump to the upside. So, I can't wait to be back into a flow again. I just got to study a little bit more. I've been studying a lot, but at the same time, I've been changing a lot. So I think that's kind of evening itself out. But the second I stopped changing things, and I kind of really like the way my new setup is. So I'll be, focused on it. I'll be more relaxed. And I'll definitely make a video about the MACD. I think that's going to be very beneficial for everyone involved, including myself. All right, guys, I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning for the first trading day of September. How crazy is that? Like always, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.